إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد إن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا مرضت فهو يشفين صدق الله العلي العظيم. My brothers and sisters, you just heard one of the beautiful verses of the Quran that simply narrates like this, that when I am stricken with a disease or an illness or any kind of calamity, sickness, problem, only He is the one who will give me the healing. فَهُوَ يَشْفِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, I want to renew my commitment with you when I started this lengthy and sensitive topic, or rather section of Siratul Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that one of the reasons I chose to deliver this to you and fulfill my obligation was that we take something out of it. We sadly live in a very materialistic society, material world, where humankind always thinks, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Although a believer, his way should not be like that all the time. Although his attitude should not be like that all the time, that he's always looking, whenever he's told of something about deen, he's looking, oh, what's in it for me? Sometimes that tazkirah is enough to just renew your iman, to rejuvenate the heart. That's it. That's enough for you. أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. If you got only this much from the khutbah, my brothers and sisters, then alhamdulillah, you got what you came for, and inshallah I got what I stood here for. Bi-idhnillah ta'ala. But nevertheless, the story, the incident of witchcraft or magic that was done on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have many things that we learn from it. I will divide it for you to simplify it in two parts, A and B. A, first, لذات Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What's in it for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? A lot of things, few of them. For instance, anything that happens with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and physical illness, sickness, marad, it's part of the daily life. It's part of the human phenomena. That was one of the things. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me the strength equal to 2 men, and I am tested double than you. And so does the reward also is given more to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what he's getting out of this, because he took it with perseverance, with patience, with taqwa, with iman. And of course, it only elevated his ranks further and further, of course. No one is able to reach that maqam where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is. He had a discomfort, obviously, with this. We believe in it because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, his wife told us, and we have to believe in it. We are not ahlul hawa wal bid'ah. We're not people of hawa. We follow what Kitabullah and Sunnah of Rasulullah or those who are around Rasulullah told us, people of the household and the companions around him. So we take it. Yes, there was a discomfort. But, very important, that it did affect persona of Rasulullah and only on the physical level. It had no impact whatsoever on the spirituality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Remember this point, my brothers and sisters. That's a big one, number 3. That's the third one for that category. It had no in fact any impact whatsoever on his spirituality. In fact, actually, he called upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than usual times. ثُمَّ دَعَا وَدَعَا وَدَعَا. That's what the hadith tells us. Imam Bukhari told us this. That he made more and more and more dua. His relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was not just the same, but even better. Even better. And for you also there's a lesson in this. In the time of problem, sickness, disease, calamity, he's the one you should connect with. Ta'alluq billah. Connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, rightly so, nothing happened to the wahi. The job of prophethood that he was appointed on by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing happened to that, my brothers and sisters. Because if you believe that it affected the work of nubuwwah, it affected the wahi, then you're not a Muslim. Or I am not a Muslim if we believe that. So magic could not reach that far. Because Nabi is always under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاللَّهُ يَعْصِمُكَ مِنَ النَّاسِ. Allah told him, Allah will protect you from the people. So nothing like that will happen. His salawat, his prayers, his routines as a Nabi of Allah, revelation, wahi, none of that was affected. Okay. Now we come وَلِيَنْفُسِنَا. For us, what was for that of Rasul. Now what is for us? What's in it for me? That's the section that attracts people. Alhamdulillah, good. Number one thing, through this pain of Rasulullah, we learn that no matter who it is on this earth, from jinn or ins or any of the creation of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhan nasu antumul fuqara'u ila Allah, wallahu huwal ghaniyyul hamid. You are all in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah is not in need of anyone. You're all fuqara, whether you're a nabi, wali, faqir, whatever you are all in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our only hope is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the healer, like you heard the verse of the Quran. وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينَ. He is the one who will get us out of this calamity. And my brothers and sisters, remember, if you have this faith, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a good news. No matter what magician or what sahib will do to you, nothing will happen to you, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever has taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are muttaqeen, if you are pious, if you are righteous, if you have Allah in your mind all the time, in your remembrance, that in every walk and talk of life you think of what Allah wants from you and what Allah does not want from you. If you know that, if you realize that, and you walk with that measure, with a caution in your life, you are a taqi inshallah, and Allah will find you an outlet from every problem, like He helped His anbiya and other salihin. He will help you also. If you have that trust, number 2 and number 3 ayat of Surah Talaq, وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. That's it. This is kafi, this is enough. If you have that tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And my brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran, وَلَا يُفْلِحُ السَّاحِرُ حَيْثُ أَتَى. With whatever tricks, with whatever magic, whatever power he tries to come with, he has nothing. He will never be successful. And that's the last and very important message to take. Don't fear these things, my brothers and sisters. Some of the Muslims fear jinn and magic more than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they become victims of scam, fraud, and some of the magicians who may even look like sheikh. Even in the most so-called liberal of the Muslim countries, where people don't even bother to pray. A brother just told me 2-3 days ago, he said, brother, we don't know who was that person, they came to our house, and look how they trick, look how they fool the innocent people. There was a woman, she recited some ayat of the Quran, and then she did something, said, oh, your house has been witchcrafted, and I tell you with my knowledge, a'udhu billah, you will have this coming, you will have this coming, and you will have that coming. He said, brother, a lot of those things are becoming true. Faith is shaken of the Muslims. What are you doing, Muslims? Allah told you in the Quran, Sahih will never be successful. That woman might have left a jinn in your house who's informing you of things, and you think, wow, everything she's telling us is right there. It's true. Now some of you are thinking, well, we are not there. Well, this was somebody who was telling me right here. You are all affected by this. When you turn on your back home TV stations, mashallah, a picture of a bearded man comes. Any problem, magic, witchcraft, contact us. We'll solve the problem. You want to get married, your son's marriage is blocked. Contact us. We'll open all the knots. We will open all those knots for you. They come on the TV, commercials. Commercialized people. A'udhu billah. Islam has become a commercial commodity. A'udhu billah. To be sold? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This is a problem, my brothers and sisters. This is a plague that has not only affected everyday Muslims' homes, but also it has affected the ulama. It has affected the scholars. I'll tell you my first-hand experience. This is coming from, alhamdulillah, first-hand experience. I grew up among the scholars. I was going for Hajj, 2001. And somebody told me that you have a visitor outside. This brother came. I knew the brother. I said, please come on and sit down. He said, no, I'm in a rush. He was on a motorbike and he had his helmet on. He said, I want to just say goodbye to you and please make a special dua for me. I am also making a lot of dua. Listen to this. He said, make dua for me that, oh Allah, whatever this man is stuck in, get him out of this. Find him a makhraj. Make dua for me when you go to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I am also doing that. I said, please, you make dua for yourself too. That's probably more effective than mine, but inshallah, a house of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are maqamat there where your dua is accepted, inshallah. And subhanallah, after I came back, my brothers, almost after 2 months, I saw this man. He said, do you know why I was wearing helmet? This guy, opened the secret for you now, was a magic healer. That if somebody's got witchcrafted, he will write amulets for you. Now in the amulets they write numerology and they write so many things. He said the sheikh, the scholar who was teaching me this, he was himself a magician. He was a shaitan who taught me all this, and it affected me so much that I got cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He started to become disfigured. He said that's why I was not taking off my helmet. A'udhu billah. First-hand experience, my brothers and sisters. So a lot of these sheikhs, these poor guys who should know better, become a victim of the same knowledge. Same knowledge that corrupted the Jews. وَلَكِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ كَفَرُوا يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ السِّحْرَ Surah Baqarah 101 or 102. Devils brought this knowledge amongst the mankind to make fitna between them. يَتَفَرَّقُونَ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. Biggest one, favorite sin of shaitan. Wife-husband conflicts. And you saw that last week, that this is what they attempted or dared to affect Rasulullah. They couldn't do anything else with him. They couldn't reach, because Nabi is always under a special protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always. One night, Sayyidina Ali and Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, I believe both of them, or one of the two, were guarding Rasulullah, and he pulled his curtain out, same place where he's buried. He said, I don't need you, leave. So Nabi is always under that protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But through the example of Rasulullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to teach you something, my brothers and sisters. That you don't need to go to Babaji and this guy and that guy and get ta'weez or amulets and this and that. You don't know what's in there. You don't know that. They might get you trapped in something very ugly. May Allah protect you and I from such nasty things, because this is a plague that has affected Muslim Ummah, and it did affect nations before us as well. Jews actually were affected by this terribly, and the people who did this on Rasulullah attempted, they were also Jews. So anyway, my brothers and sisters, remember, if you believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put something in a restriction for you, and a man can open that for you. For instance, you're not getting a job, and a man says, oh, I'll do this for you, and you will get a job. And you believe that this man can do it for you. This man can get you a wife. While he tells you, oh, you have a knot there, I will open that knot. Now you have become a kafir. You have become a kafir because Allah is the one who is Qadir al-Mutlaq. He has qudra on everything, not a man. No man can interfere in Allah's dominion. This is Tawheed, my brothers and sisters. This is your Aqidah. This is your La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Watch out, my brothers and sisters. Be careful. Don't get trapped by these con artists. Because many of them come to you in the name of Allah, in the name of Sunnah of Rasulullah. Oh, I will not tell you anything, but then he traps you into that. Alhamdulillah. Rasulullah warned us. He says, stay away from two destroyers, al-mubiqat, together. Ash-shirku billah was-sihr. I believe this was in Bukhari. I forgot to write down my reference here. Ash-shirku billah was-sihr, but hadith is authentic. Stay away from two destroyers. Shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and magic. Stay away from this. And Rasulullah said, I'll share with you part of the hadith. In the end, he says, whoever goes to a magician, fortune teller, whoever goes to a fortune teller, tell me what's going to happen, or tell me what has happened, or tell me why this thing is not happening. Who goes to this? Rasulullah said, At-Targhib wa Tarhib, Hadith al-Sahih, Sahih li Ghayri, 3041. قَدْ كَفَرَ بِمَا أَنزَلَ عَلَى مُحَمَّدٍ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. He has disbelieved. May Allah save you and I from this. What is the solution? Solution is very simple. I've scared you enough. Protect yourself, my brothers and sisters. Allah's deen is complete. Sahaba did not go to these fortune tellers and these people to solve their problems. No, they did not. In fact, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anh had issued an order, and Imam Abu Dawood and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal brought this in his Musnad. He had issued an order that find out who are the magicians, sahirin in our state, execute them with death penalty. This is the state law of Islam. This is what Sahaba did with them. They didn't go to them. Instead, our solution is very simple. Imam Bukhari starts in the book of medicine. Book of medicine. Some brothers, one of my friends got allergic, like really upset. Like, oh, Ibn Qayyim wrote book of Tibb al-Nabawi, Medicine of Rasulullah. This is what Ibn Qayyim did in that book. Book of medicine, Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 7. Starts with this. There is nothing, no disease that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not sent down a shifa for it. You might not have found it yet. No disease that there is no shifa for. What is the shifa for this? Number one, connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make dua. Biggest weapon, like Rasulullah did. Through the example of Rasulullah, he gave us remedies. Like Anbiya did. وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينَ. Rasulullah didn't do something new. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi did that. This is the dua of Sayyidina Ibrahim. وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the Shafi. Allah says in the Quran, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. This Quran, this is the biggest solution for your problems. Any problem. Cure. And mercy for the believers. قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءٌ. Guidance and shifa for hearts, for souls, for bodies, inshallah as well. It doesn't mention hearts and bodies. But of course it's inclusive because Rasulullah included with that. He said, for your protection, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not revealed anything better or afdal, higher than this. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَا تَعَوَّذَ النَّاسُ فَأَفْضَلَ مِنْهُمَا. And Imam Bukhari brought this in Ar-Ruqya bil-Quran wal-Mu'awwidhat. Shifa, cure, treatment with Quran and Mu'awwidhat. Falaq al-Nas. Surah al-Falaq and Surah al-Nas. Last two surahs of the Quran. And Imam Muslim brought this. Rasulullah said, أَلَمْ تَرَ آيَاتٍ أُنْزِلَتِ اللَّيْلَ لَمْ يُغْرَى لم يرى مثلهن فقط قل أعوذ برب الفلق قل أعوذ برب الناس. Nothing like this has come to me before. And really, my brothers and sisters, look at the words of Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas, unique. They are a great protection for you. And Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha narrated from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Or the other hadith that I narrated to you was that nothing better protection than Falaq al-Nas. This hadith comes in Nasa'i and in Jami' al-Saghir wa Ziyadatul Kabir also. Sahih, authentic. Also, my brothers, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha told us, she is the wife, she spent the most time. Even the other wives in the last days of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, because our topics are related to last days, they dedicated their time, because Aisha was being prepared like a student of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam who will become a teacher in the future. She lived half a century, my brothers, about half a century after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She taught many people about Islam, and she said whenever Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam felt high fever or any sickness, he would recite قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ and قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ 3 times, and he would do nafq on his hand, and he would start from head to the bottom, his whole body. This is from the Quran. You don't need to go to any Babaji or some man who pretends and then maybe traps you in something else. Solution is right there. Solution is right there. You just have to take it. Ilm is there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all and save us from all kinds of deviance. Now, after the Quran, he taught us special dua. A very special dua that Sayyidina Anas ibn Malik radiallahu ta'ala said. He said, should I tell you the ruqya of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Should I heal you with the ruqya of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? One of the tabi'een or sahaba complained to him about some pain. He says, أَلَا أُرْقِيكَ بِرُقْيَةِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم قال بَلَا, yes, sure. Sure, they were not like us. Oh, is it going to work? Our imans have gone down these days. Everything is material for us. We have to see it. You've never seen air, but you believe in it. Believe in this also, inshallah. With iman, it will help you. He says, sure, do it. The dua is this. This is a very beautiful dua. And another hadith says that he would heal his wives with this too. He would put the hand at the place of marad and he would heal them by saying, Allahumma Rabbal Nas, madhib al-ba's, ishfi or ashfi, anta shafi, la shifa illa, la shafi illa ant, shifa'an la yughadiru saqama. And the other words are, anta shafi, la shifa'an illa shifa'uka shifa'an la yughadiru saqama. Almost similar words. So my brothers and sisters, this is another one. Or very simple words. 7 times he said, if it is not in your qadr, in your fate, you will be healed. 7 times, put the hand right here on the forehead. Sahih hadith. I found this originally in Imam Nawawi's collection. As'alullah al-azim, Rabb al-arsh al-azim an yashfik. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the greatest Lord, the manager of all affairs, the Rabb, the manager, the God of Arsh al-Azim, the greatest throne, that may He heal you. Look at the names of Allah that are being invoked with this dua. And Allah says in the Quran, call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with His names, and He will answer. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, my brothers and sisters, was an example of al-insan al-kamil, a complete man, a complete personality. That is why many things Allah made him go through so that he becomes an example for ages and ages to come, for all times. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us a lot of things about diet also. And even the diet he recommended us. He says, those of you, من تصبح 7 مرات العجوة لم يضره ذلك اليوم السم ولا سحر. If you had 7 ajwa dates, not the ones that they're selling, I don't know if they're real or not. If you have 7 ajwa dates, that day, on that day, if you ate those in the morning, the poison and magic will not affect you. it will not affect you. This is also in Sahih Bukhari, chapter 52. In the book of, in the chapters of medicine and magic as well. In the book of medicine and in the poison and magic. It says it won't affect you. Poisoning is another thing that a lot of Muslims have a hard time understanding, and that was the second of the two major topics that I wanted to touch base. And I will simply leave you on that Rasulullah ﷺ, when he conquered Khaybar, it's a long story, inshallah. After the future coming khutbahs, you will hear that Rasulullah ﷺ, they gave him poison. And some people tell a story here. I want to negate two lies that are associated with this. One related to poison and one related to Surah Falaq and Nas. Please keep these in mind. It's a very serious ones. One of them, and you might find this actually in some tafsirs also, that when he was about to eat, the meat spoke. He said, "Oh Rasulullah, don't eat meat. I am poisoned," and he couldn't eat. Well, that's not the fact. Actually, Rasulullah ﷺ did eat, and his companions ate, and they died, and he did not die on that day. And several accounts, Bukhari, Muslim, the biggest top-notch books of Islam after Quran, talk about Rasulullah ﷺ complaining that 3 years I suffered with the effect of that poison. Second one, that is associated with Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas. Last week you heard the whole story where angels talked about who did it on Rasulullah ﷺ, how did it happen, where did it happen, and what should we do. Did you hear anything about Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas? Did anybody hear? No, right? You can say no, right? Nobody heard it. But you will find a hadith that talks about this, that on every ayah of Falaq and Nas he was opening the knots. This became a problematic because there are some Muslims now, they say Surah Falaq and Nas is only a dua, it's not Quran. A'udhu billah. A'udhu billah. They use this report to attack Quran. This is not a reliable report, my brothers and sisters. Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas has many, many benefits, like it's a protection for you from many things, but it has nothing to do with that, on that day that it became a dua for Rasulullah. It has nothing to do with that. It is Quran. Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas is a Quran, like and many, many ad'iyah of the Quran that we use as a dua and part of the Quran as well. Please keep these two things in mind and make this as a routine to recite these on your kids and on yourself, so that this becomes a protection from you from all kinds of harm, whether it's witchcraft, illness or sickness or any other problems. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you and I from all kinds of evil, from all kinds of harm, from all kinds of calamities. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heal all the sick Muslims who are suffering in any form or shape, whether it's spiritual or physical. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all those Muslims who have passed away. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give patience to our dear brother Manjoor. His father just passed away today. He requested us to make dua for him, but he didn't make it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him highest place in Jannah. May Allah give Jannah to Abu Manjoor and give patience to the family, inshallah, and unite us all with our good brothers who have passed away in Iman, with them in Jannah, inshallah, in the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آل محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم.